And obviously, your latest album, Dominion, was kind of a bit of a COVID project. I know, like, that terminology, it's so silly to think now, 4 years later, you hear COVID project, and it's like, man, oh, this was, a project all throughout the pandemic where you guys were kind of like bouncing off ideas almost virtually. Take me through that journey of how you were putting together that album, all pretty much apart during the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, what a horrible time, right? I mean, I think that
Yes.
most people want to. I think we want to take 2020 through like 22 and put it in a time warp and like like the end of what was that Superman? Which Superman film did they send them out in prison out into the galaxy? And they're floating at
Right.
the end.
Just into oblivion and it's just gone.
And they're floating. That's what we want to do. Nobody wants to remember that. It was terrible. But I think that played into why I wanted to make a record. I wasn't planning on making a record in 2020 because just so people understand where Skillet was at, we released a record called Victorious in September of 2019. So if people can go back to that, that's only 5 months from six months from like lockdown, and you're supposed to like work a new record for like 2 years, and you tour it, and we didn't really get a chance to work that album, and so you were going, hey, do we wait until the world opens up and then we kind of go back and tour Victorious? But these songs started coming to me, and the reason they were coming to me, and I decided to write Dominion during COVID, was because I just saw people need hope. People are so depressed. They're locked in their houses. They're not meeting with people. I knew someone who'd been clean and sober for about 14 years. That was like a demon in his past.
Mhm.
After 14 years, he ends up giving in because he's locked in his house for 6 months. He's got no one to talk to. And I can't lie. That kind of made me angry. I thought that this is just not right. And I want to write songs that encourage people to have hope. Say, I know it sucks, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. You can make it. I want this song to help you make it. Go outside, go for a jog, work out, do whatever you need to do to keep fighting for your life. Do not give in to the fear. You can't control pandemics and government response or your city's response. You can't control any of that, but you can control your own anxiety and the places you let your brain go to. And I want you to fight for yourself. That's why we made Dominion.